What's up, Gunpla modelers? This is Strider Prime bringing you a new edition of Gundam Customs, and today I am going to build this kit. The 1/100 scale Master Grade RGC 80 GM Cannon Earth Federation Special Forces Mass Production Mobile Suit MSV line from, of course, the original Mobile Suit Gundam animated series. I have been meaning to build another Master Grade for a while and have it ready for MosquitoCon. And it was a choice between this guy or some dozens of other Master Grade kits that I have, including some PGs. But I really like this kit. I really do. I like it because it's not your standard GM. It's a GM cannon. It has more features, more parts, and all that stuff. Furthermore, they're going to be the first time that I'm going to be making, I believe, the GM 2.0. However, I think I've already built the GM 2.0 a while back from the I believe, GM Sniper Custom, because I think the Sniper Custom is part of the 2.0. I could be completely wrong. However, it doesn't really matter. I have the 2.0 GM, and I would like to do that as a project for the future. But I do want to build this one because it reminds me not only of the MSV kits that I remember and whatever, but it reminds me, of course, me using it a lot in Battle Operations 2 for the PlayStation 3 and, of course, PlayStation 4, and of course PlayStation 5. We've been playing it. But it was one of my go-to mechs in the game. I kind of like knew how to use it in battle, how to switch from, I think I used the machine gun, because you had two choices. You had the machine gun or beam spray. But I used the machine gun to pelt the units a bit until they stagger, and then I switch over to the cannon and hit them with the cannon, or vice versa, switch one from another. And I was pretty good using this mobile suit, even though much more better and more powerful mobile suits. The one that I had was, I believe, because if you played Battle Operations, you go from the grade of 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350. I think there was a maybe 400 grade version of this, and I maxed out on all the armored parts, all the special abilities, and gave it extra added-on parts like more agility, more speed, a little bit more armor, but more accuracy with the cannon. And I did pretty good. I had a fun time playing that game, using that suit. Obviously, I switched other suits as well. I haven't been playing Battle Operations for a while because I couldn't find my game controller. No, that's a lie. I found my game controller. I just couldn't find the connector for the computer, because it was a Microsoft game controller that I was using, and it came with a like an RF switch type thing for to connect to it, and I don't know where I put it. So hopefully, if I find it and get the controller running, I can start playing Battle Operations again whenever I get my hand there, ever have the time. But I'm digressing. So right now, we're going to build this kit, and this is going to be my first ever speed build. Exactly what you hear. Speed build. I'm building this stupidly fast. I want to challenge myself. Can I make this in time for MosquitoCon, which is coming up on April 6th, 2024? I think I'm crazy. I think I am. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to see how well I can do a kit under pressure. I've done it before. It's not the first time, but I'll definitely want to do it with this guy. Let's review this kit, all right? Now, clearly this is a P-bandai. There's no detailing information or anything like that. You do have a beautiful box art here. I wish it was in color. P-bandai, you make some great color choices, but show the color on the box at least. At least put the, you know, the part on top of it that shows the color. Well, of course, we can have it right here, but I'd rather have a bigger screen. So we have the first plating here, which is the red plate, the legs, the chest part here, and obviously right there, the cannon itself. The inner frame parts, I believe. This must be the backpack. That's the part for this. Leg parts right there. The butt plate right there. I have a distinct feeling there's going to be a lot of leftover parts. Let me just position the camera a bit down a bit. Right there will be fine. Alright, we have some parts here. Waist unit. Well, that's the neck part right there, I believe, but we're not going to be using that because as I'm looking at the screen, at the picture on the left, it's not this part is black, so it must be not this one. We have the yellow vents, which, quite frankly, we're going to be using half of that. This is for the shield, if we're going to be using it. Okay, so this is part of the waist unit, which we're not going to be using. Again, a lot of parts we're not going to be using. But we may be using this one. Who knows? There's the head part in black. Oh, wow. They really put out a lot of black parts here. Wow, I didn't realize that. Okay, fair enough. Okay, we have another hyper bazooka if you want to use it. Shields right here. There's a pilot. Beam sabers, but I don't know if you could... No, I think this one's not going to be using the beam sabers. Calf armor. Inner frame parts right there. The leg part. And the feet part right there. Here's the part for the hyper bazooka. Chest part there. Beam spray pistol. And then we have a red shield. We have the red parts for the shoulders. There's the part that opens up the vent. This is omitted because I believe we just saw it over there. Polycaps. Yeah, I saw that already. Now this entire plate is the inner frame, so I have a feeling we'll be using all this. Absolutely, all this. And then we have water slide decals, not bad. And then obviously there are white parts like the parts of that has to be the thigh armor, calf armor, but there's that plate that goes over it, so I don't know if it's another plate over it or maybe it's empty, but who knows, we don't know. But at least it's water slide now. Alright. So we do know that this has 3 weaponry: the main battery gun of the cannon, the hyper bazooka, and the beam spray gun. It's a shame it doesn't come with another weaponry, but I'm okay with that. I wonder if you can actually have all 3 weaponry in the hand. We won't know. Let's review this. Let me adjust this a bit. Yeah, I'm actually doing this as a... This is going to be crazy for me to do something like this. But I want to do something nutty. Now then. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 plates. But at least these 2 plates, only a few parts are going to be used out of this. This plate half of these parts are gone. 2 here gone, 4 here gone, 8 here gone. This has to be all the gray parts. And it's not in English, which is very, very weird, but I think this came out at the time when... I think this kit came out at a time when they haven't updated the English text for current Gundam kits, or future Gundam kits. This is actually... Well, it says here 2015. So when did we start doing English manuals? Maybe it was before. Was it after 2015? Felt like it was a little longer. So here it is. Of course, we have the gun cannon right there. GM cannon. I gotta remember that GM cannon right there. The shield, hyper bazooka, and beam spray bee. And it's going to go through the motions of building the inner frame parts. First of the body unit right there, all the way to the backpack and the plating. And then we have the head part right there. And then the assembly of the arms, which quite frankly I'm not a big fan of how small the arm is, but I imagine when they were designing this mobile suit, it was like they tried to field a very, very light artillery piece out there on the field before it got, before you put too much armor. So we go from the arms, and then we have the assembly of the legs right there. Okay. And as you could see, the leg, there are parts that you don't need on the leg, so you can actually put the armored part on it, or you could use the other armor. So you have the standard armor or the heavy armor. And then we have the assembly of the waist unit, and then the core block fighter right there, which is not even a fighter. And then going there, beginning to build the gun cannon, which... Yikes. This gun cannon is... You know what? Why did they do that? Oh my god. They made it as 2 parts. There better be a detail seam line there, because that's going to be a hard time cleaning that. And then we have the clip assembly, and putting the cannon right over the shoulder. Then, of course, stock images of the assembly of the beam spray gun and the hyper bazooka. And the placement of all the decals. Luckily, it came with its own decals, but maybe I can give it a little more detail later on. So yeah, this is going to be a fast build. But before we start building, let's talk about the paints. Now, I have to admit, I like the colors in this. I really do. And I was actually thinking of changing it up and changing it to something a little bit more darker, a little more opaque or something like that. But at the end of the day, it is attractive. I do like it. And I wanted to share what I'm planning to use. There is going to be some slight variations. Now, the colors here, we do have like an off-white color here on the top, referencing the white. It is a bit bright, but I have a feeling there's a little bit of hint of blue or something. This is black, completely black. So we have black feet, black knees, the waist unit right there, the hands. But I don't, everything's black. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to use that. Then we have the red. We have reds on the legs, the shoulders, the chest part, very limited red. Yellow is, the only yellow here is the V-fin, the crotch V-fin, the plating shield here, and even though it doesn't show the weaponry, you do have the, actually, do we have instructions to do the shield? Let me check, because I actually didn't, I went so fast maybe I didn't notice it at the time. Yeah, I mean, you can do the shield. The shield's right there. So we have the yellow for the shield, the red, and all that stuff. we are definitely going to change up a few things here. First of all, the red. As much as I like the red, I want it a little bit darker. And I'm going to be using my favorite color, Russet, number 81. This is more of a blood red, but it has a darker tone to it. So I'm going to use this one. I really do like this one. This is actually the type of color you would like to use if you're making a model ship. You know, you're putting it under the bow. That's with that. Yellow is going to be the standard yellow here, MS yellow, so that's fine. Just a few parts there, no big deal. The white, I'm going to use deactivated white. It's a little bit off there, so that'll be good for this. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. The black. As much as I would like to use black, this is going to be maybe a combination, because I think the black, I think I'm going to be using Titan's Blue one, which I did not pull out here. I thought I had it here, but it's probably on my table. So I'm going to probably be using Titan's Blue one. I wanted a little bit off there, and this is actually for the feet, the parts here, these parts, the entire waist unit. But for the backpack, but for the gun, for this and for the beam spray gun, I'm going to use Xeon's MS Gray, and since there are some detail parts here, so let me see if I can. So there's some good detail here. As a matter of fact, I just noticed there's no thruster parts. So I haven't even seen the thruster bells back here. Is it covered? Ah, hold on. I gotta go to the page where the backpack is. Oh yeah, there is thrusters, but it's barely even noticeable. Jesus. Yeah. Well, so going back to this, there's some great detail here, which I think I could probably do is, well, I was thinking of doing metallic. The inner frame part, I'm going to get back to the black. The inner frame part, I'm going to paint it my favorite gun metal from Extreme Metals. This is a lot more shinier. And I'm going to paint the inner frame, just clearly the parts is going to show. The hands, I was thinking maybe painting the fingers this color, while the plating for this is black. But is that all one part? Now I'm gonna review it again. Oh, okay. So yeah, I can paint that gunmetal and then paint that black over it. So that's all right. That could work. That could work. So, and then the weaponry, like I said, I used the gray, but then using a combination of maybe I painted black and then mask it off and painted gray on certain areas just to give it a two-tone feel to it. And then I think that's pretty much it. There is a detail metallic for the visor, which we could probably find something for that, but don't know yet. Yeah. And all this, of course, will be done after not only I finish building the inner frame and I start working on the armor, pre-shading it as well. So yeah, that is the goal. I'm going to make some very, very long videos, but it's going to be a short build. And I'm going to really, really speed build this guy and see if I can do it. Today is March 27th, 2024. Let's see if I can get it done in 5 days. With that being said, let's begin building. Master grade GM cannon. Okay, there we go. Finished the inner frame very fast, as you can see here. And yes, this is definitely what do you call it? the GM 2.0 inner frame, like I remember it with the original GM Sniper 2. Sorry, Sniper Custom. Except there were certain things that are a bit different, especially in, maybe I don't remember these. This is a little different here. And now some of these platings, whoops, that holds up the skirt armor is a bit off for me. But okay, fair enough. Put that on here. There we go. I took a lot of time cleaning up some parts here, especially the hands, because I'm trying to discover what's exposed and how much painting is required. I clearly don't have to paint the whole thing, but like the things that are exposed, like okay, the elbow here, there was a seam line right in the middle of the joint, so I had to take that apart and clean up the inside. I had to do a manicure on this guy's hands because there was the nub mark that I had to cut off from here and from the underside. Didn't see anything here in the back for this that would cause it to show something. I do have to clean that up, but I think this is going to be exposed. Other than that, it's not bad. Honestly, I don't... Put it over there for a second. Honestly, I don't remember the core fighter assembly that well from the previous kit. But it's kind of neat. I like the gimmick where you have to pull that up to show off the pilot and bring it back down again. Technically, you don't need it. Actually, hold on. Let's see. If I remove this and put that there where the frame is, you could put it in without the core pilot, core block. That is. But it's nice, solid construction. Let me put this back anyway, because that way it feels okay. And if you really don't want... You know what? I've been slowly debating something here. I don't want to say it until I get the idea out of my head, or in my head, and if I want it. But there's something that I think I can do without this inside. But I'll discuss that in a later video. During the course of this build. So, at this moment, we're going to begin removal of only the parts that's required for this kit. Clearly, the legs, the armored parts of the legs, all the parts that's designated for this. Quite frankly, I'm just going to follow the manual, but all the parts that begins with GCB, obviously gun, GM, cannon. I don't know what B means, but okay. But I need to start removing them and cleaning them up and prepare them to put clips on these so I can begin the priming and pre-shading phase. But this is the plate with the chest. Oh, speaking of chest part, there is one of those little annoying chest part here. It keeps popping out, maybe because it's not sealed in, or it requires like one of these parts to fall right on top of it so it holds into place. This is the part right here for the yellow vents. You get 6 of the vent parts, but you only need 3. So I'm going to be putting those away, or whatever. There's this part here that goes here, but it doesn't want to hold on to. There's nothing here to hold on. So I think maybe this is actually held on by another part. Maybe the leg part that you have right here. I don't know, but yeah, I think it goes there. Let's see. Oh, we'll find out soon enough. So I got to begin not only removing parts, cleaning up, test fitting them. I'm going to begin, once I get this out, when I start cleaning up the weaponry and getting those assembled or pre-assembled and cleaned up. So I got to figure out which one needs to be painted separately and then put together. I do need to look at one thing. You know what? Let's put that right there. Let's look at the over-the-shoulder cannon. There. This is two pieces right here. Let me go to the manual page. All right, so we might as well do this. Oh, sorry, guy. This little part right here that we're going to remove. Okay. Don't know how much of this grid is going to be shown, but I'm going to use this to clean it up. I need a more finer tool here. My diamond coated file. I think that's good. All right. It goes forward like that. All right, hold on. Nub here, Mark. I gotta remove. Now there are nub mark here, but I'm not going to remove it yet because I don't want to damage it yet. Yeah, I just want to clean up a little bit off the top. There we go. Because I don't want to put no stress on the part. Oh yeah, this is... So there's no seam line on this. There's no indication where it's part of the detail. So this is going to take a lot of work. This one I don't mind because it's going to be hidden under that. Maybe I can. But all this is going to be... Oh, that's going to be a lot of work. Now there is one thing I'm going to do to expedite this. So first of all, I'm not going to snap this in because I'm going to have a hard time popping it out if it didn't come out right. What I do is I want to clean this up. Because definitely I'm going to have to be gluing this soon. Now, will this work? Let's find out. Yeah, it's a little bit more smoother, and then I can pop it out later on if I have to. But there's something that I can do a squeeze, a good squeeze. Alright, we're going to do this. Where's my other glue? Oh, there it is. I'm going to use the thin... I was going to use thick, but I'm going to use the thin one. these to apply some pressure. And if I really want some pressure, good old clamp wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it's a little bit of overkill, but at least it will help me out. Hopefully that I can get this all the way in properly. And then that way I can then, once it melts in properly, I'm going to take my sweet little time to sand it down and get it nice and even. Alright, this will take time for it to solidify a bit. I'm going to continue cleaning up these parts. That is going to be a while for me to clean up. I got to make sure everything's good, and then we're going to put them on alligator clips and things like that. So stay tuned for that.